Hi, this is Matt with Inmate Search Info. Today we're going to take a look at how to find Iowa inmates. And to do that, we're going to visit the Iowa DOC Offender Search. So the Iowa Department of Corrections has an offender search option for people who are looking for active offenders. And their offender search is pretty well laid out. You can search just by name or parts of names to find the person that you're looking for. They give you further filters as well for date of birth ranges. So if you know the rough age of someone, you can kind of put that in there. And you can also filter out by location based on the system or the court where the ruling may have been made, as well as the type of offense, if you happen to know that or know it in the very specific legal terms that it would have been sentenced under. You also have the ability to narrow it down just by that county of commitment. So most times people don't happen to have the offender number. If you do have that, you're able to go directly to that result. But otherwise, just enter in as much information as you know very clearly is what you're looking for. Obviously, if you overfilter, you're going to get fewer results and may not get the correct results, but there's always a good balance to be had. So we're going to go kind of probably a little more in the general direction and just search by name and use this common name here as well for our search. So we'll go ahead and click that. So what you find with how Iowa does their offender searches is that you get a list of all of the offenders, and it's sorted, I believe, alphabetically, including that sort of middle initial. And what you'll notice here is that for these results, you're getting some different last names from the ones that were entered. Now, Iowa doesn't tell you specifically how they're doing these searches, but it's probably one of two ways based on what other similar searches do. One is that they do something called soundex or sounds like in their searches. So if you search for a name, there's a system in place where it figures you might also mean this other name that sounds similar. So they may encompass those Schmidt results to go with Smith because of how you may have heard the name or how you may think of a particular name. Another way is that they may be using aliases that were associated with different people, so they may be including those results as well. They don't tell you. My guess is it's probably a soundex thing, but I'm not 100% sure. So you will get quite a few results and have to sift through them alphabetically if you hopefully know a middle initial. If you don't, you might be in for a bit of work, because like a name like this with 96 results is a lot to go through. You can click on those offender names to be able to take into some more information, but just a couple more points on this page. You do get that offender number, which helps you for future reference and may be useful for sending funds or for sending correspondence or maybe even for visitation purposes. And you do get that date of birth. So if you happen to know that, the easiest way that I can think of to go through that, because they don't let you sort by date of birth, would be to just do like a control F, and then you can potentially just pull up whatever particular date of birth that you know you're looking for. So that might be one way to do it if you didn't include it in the prior page, but you can actually put that in the prior page, of course, as well. You could also use that control F to find a specific middle name or other information that might be on this page that might help you to narrow it down a little bit, because they put all 96 results on one page, which is actually nice because some other offender searches make you go 10 results at a time, and that just makes it a lot longer. Now, so let's pick a name to click on just to see what we can find. So let's try this Michael Allen Smith here, results page. So as you can see, there are a number of fields that are intended to be included on these pages, but for whatever reason, they're not included on every single page. It may be for people who are discharged, whose crimes have been discharged. They don't really explain the status of the person that you've searched for, so that may be probably the issue in this case. But you do see kind of a list in general terms of the crimes that were committed for some people, but you don't get the specifics, just the very general. And let's see if we can find one that might be active. Again, I get the feeling that some of these may be active, some may be discharged already, which is why that other information isn't included. And that makes sense, because if someone is already kind of done their time, etc., there's not really any need for including maybe the nitty-gritty information about the crime that was committed. I was sure I had seen one that had, there we go. So perhaps in the case of someone who is still currently an inmate, and again, this would be something that would be useful for the search if you were able to determine which offenders are current, which ones are not. That would help you to narrow it down tremendously if you're looking specifically for an inmate rather than just a background check on someone. But so we have this person here who they do give you the location. They don't give you any more information about that facility's location, but at least you know where you can potentially find them or get in touch with them. And you do get a list of these offenses, abbreviated, of course. Some of this may be more meaningful to some people than others, but for myself, some of these abbreviations I'm not 100% sure. And then you do get the information about the sentencing and potential discharge dates. They give you some definitions there, and that's sort of the whole list of past and present crimes. And they, I think, yeah, they give you that registration option as well if you want to know about movements or things like that, developments going on with that particular inmate, so you can be kept abreast of that. So that's basically the whole Iowa Department of Corrections inmate search in a nutshell. They don't give you the photos. They don't give you a physical description. So again, you may have some challenges narrowing down your results, but the information is there, and hopefully there's enough to go on to at least get you started. But if you'd like a link to this offender search, as well as step-by-step instructions on this and other types of offender searches, as well as other resources on the prisons themselves, where to find them, visiting hours, as well as background checks on individuals, things like that, please visit the link in the description to be taken to our Iowa page. Thank you so much for watching.